Hey everybody, I'm ATP, and today I'm going to tell you about the build that I use for GMs, which makes them extremely easy to clutch really tough plays, and just makes a lot of the really tough GMs like Hollowed Lair and Corrupted just so much easier. And that is thanks to one of the most underrated exotics in the game, Graviton Forfeit. So this got buffed recently, and what it does is it increases the duration of any invisibility effects. While you're invisible, your melee recharges quicker, you get better reload, and your recovery is increased. So why is this useful? Well, if you pair it with 100 strength, and you throw down a Vanish and Smoke, just take a look at the bottom left. My melee is recharging extremely quick, and it actually expires the moment I get my melee back. Okay, so what does this mean? This means if I throw a smoke, I wait for it, I'm just waiting, I can throw another smoke, and just keep chaining invises. And this is better than on the Oculus if you're not team hugging. Obviously, if you're team hugging on the Oculus, it's still going to be better. But in some GMs like Hollowed Lair, it's really tough to be constantly team hugging, especially in that final boss fight. A few things you can do with this. You can pair it with a mod such as Outreach if you're not using particle deconstruction for some reason. And what this does, one Outreach, let's take a look. Dodge. I get it back super early. Let's pair it with two. I don't even have my dodge. That's how busted this is. Once I get my dodge, they'll all dodge. Look at that. That is an easy infinite invis. I wouldn't really worry about Outreach though, it's not needed. And then what you could use is you could use something like Particle instead. That's what I use. But Outreach is there in case you're not using linears, or maybe you're using swords or something. But some other things that you can pair this with, and my personal favorite is the Void Elemental Well Reaping Wellmaker. So this says after activating your class ability, your next weapon final blow spawns a Void Elemental Well. And if you don't know, when you pick up an Elemental Well, you gain energy to the ability of your lowest energy unless that element matches your subclass, then you get it to all abilities. Void Well, Void subclass, on a dodge, super easy to pull off. So let's take a look here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dodge. Let's find ourselves an enemy. So there's our Void Well. Let's pick it up. Got it back, still Invis. Back, Invis. And I can just keep chaining this over and over and over again. Now, Reaping Wellmaker. Okay, that's cool. But you could also then pair Reaping Wellmaker with Elemental Charge. Become charged with light by picking up an Elemental Well. If that matches your subclass, you gain 2 stacks. Okay, that's kind of busted. Because now you basically are going to get a charge of light each time you dodge. Oh, there's a ×2. When I dodge again, there's another ×2, another ×2, so on and so forth. Okay. And then you could pair that with Protective Light. Now you're always going to have that 50% damage resist. Or maybe you want to pair it with something like energy converter to get your super back quicker. Or maybe you want to pair it with something like surprise attack if you're using a sidearm. Or high energy fire for the 20, I think it's 25% extra damage. I'm not sure which one. It's one of those two. Or extra reserves if you want special ammo and you don't want to use special finisher. Either way, you have so many choices with this that it's so easy to pull off. Loosened blade, if you're using a sword, loosened blade makes it so easy to pull off. And it's honestly busting. I don't see enough people use this. And you don't really need a crazy thing to pull this off. All you need is a Graviton Forfeit and 100 strength. I also use Fire and Ice, which is probably my favorite artifact mod this season that no one uses. Defeating a champion spawns multiple solar and stasis wells. If you're on a solar warlock, you basically can throw a grenade, kill a champion, and you'll get like 70% of your grenade back. Stasis, you could throw a turret, kill a thing, and you basically get your grenade back instantly. So, what is this useful for? I use this in every single GM, except for Proving Grounds and Devil's Lair. At Lake of Shadows, I use Aeons, because Lake is so easy. But for the really tough ones, which have a lot of add density enemies in a really small amount of space, such as Hollowed Lair, X's Crash, and Corrupted, when it's really easy for people to just die, this infinite Invis makes it so easy. The other thing a lot of people don't know is that when you throw your smoke, you actually have a 0.8 second buffer that you could just do whatever you want. So watch this. I'm gonna throw a smoke. I dodged like 20 seconds ago. The well is still there. I can go pick that up. I mean, you could dodge 4 years ago and you'd still get one. You could also throw a smoke, 28 second buffer, throw a grenade. And if you also don't know, dealing grenade damage in this class gives you smoke energy. Here, alright, so I've got my grenade here. I'm gonna wait for my smoke.
Sensors show an inbound fallen containment cell from the prison of elders.
Look how much quicker I'm getting my smoke back because of my grenade. The other thing and I don't know if this is listed, but you actually gain your smoke back quicker while you're near enemies. So let me head into this lost sector, and I'll show that to you. So watch this. I'm gonna go Invis here and run to this servitor, and I'm gonna get my smoke back so much quicker as well. That's because I'm standing near enemies. Like, look how quick I'm getting my smoke back. This thing is insane. And again, that makes the really ad-dense GMs like Hollowed Lair so easy to clutch up because you're always going to be invisible. Not only that, throwing your smoke gives you Heart of the Pack. If you don't know what Heart of the Pack does, where is it? I'm blind. Heart of the Pack gives you weapon haste and increases your mobility, recovery, and resilience. It means you don't even need 100 mobility. I mean, you don't need it anyway. But Heart of the Pack, each stat gives you, I think it's 34 to those stats. It means right now, I've basically got 100, 100, 100, 100, 60, 40. And you don't need intellect anymore, that I could actually spec more into discipline and just be the most insane hunter in the world.